What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys are on a fantastic day today, and today we have another model comparison here for you guys. I believe this is like 10th iteration or something. I really hope you guys are excited today. Today we have two very cool models, two very hard to find models as well. On the bottom we have the JetBlue Airways Airbus A320 Barcode tail by GeminiJets with the Shotcuts, and on the top side we have the Velocity Models iteration. Two models that came out around 2014 and 15, two very cool models and two very interesting molds and everything along those lines. So I hope you guys are excited for today's video. We got a lot to dive into today, so we will begin. Okay, so let's begin with the nose area. As you can see right here, two very interesting molds here. The GeminiJets is a hybrid, which there was a couple models with this mold, of course, that we've talked about. I'll talk about all the particular things here in a moment. This isn't a mold comparison necessarily, just the model comparison. Let me know if you guys do want to see the mold comparison on this. We'll definitely look into it. So anyways, let's begin up here with the front with the nose. Both noses are done pretty well. The Gemini does look slightly different. I believe this was the new iteration mold hybrid with the new nose, so it does look a little clunky, or however you'd like to word that. Quite an interesting shape. However, on the other hand, I believe the Velocity Models, this is the Aero Classics mold. So this, the Velocity Models, if you guys didn't know, they were a startup company by a former GeminiJets employee back in 2014. They had a couple release sets. However, the company folded, long story short, but they used Aero Classics molds. The same ones at least, but the company and everything was different. So nevertheless, this nose is very nice here on this Velocity Models mold. It does look really nice. I did give the GeminiJets a 4 and the Velocity Models a 5. I thought that was about right. Now, as for the fuselage, they're both pretty good fuselages for the most part. They look pretty good, so I did give both fuselages 5s. Okay, so as for the wing and engines, as you can tell, we have two very different aspects here, two different things to look at. So for the Aero Classics, of course, you have the IAE engines, both these do. However, on the left side, of course, with that Velocity Models mold, not as much detail as per usual, which is perfectly fine. It does look very nice though. The GJ, this is one of their better iteration wings. As you can tell, this is a one-piece mold, therefore it has that curve that you normally see IRL. However, it does have a separate wing piece, I believe, somehow fit in there or something like that. I'm not sure, but the engines are done very nicely. The one on the other side for GeminiJet does have the Pythons. Do seem slightly long on the Gemini, so that goes into quality control though. The actual wings look very nice, and engines, of course. So both of them did receive a 5 in that department. Okay, so here are the tail and horizontal stabilizers for these two aircraft. We'll talk about the color in a moment. Just strictly about the horizontal stabilizers in the tail right now. Both look really nice. The shape was done very well. Great precise cuts and everything, good detail. The Gemini ones seem maybe just slightly crooked, but they're really not that bad. They're very good, just slightly. Wasn't saying on a significant scale whatsoever. They are very good for the most part. Both of them got a 5 in those departments. So as for the landing gear, as you can tell, the Velocity Models, the landing gear are actually, they're very simple, but they're really good until the tires fall off, and this is one of my models that has had that happen. Just because of how common this happens, I did decide to give this a 4, not because it happened just on mine, but because it happens all the time to people with the Aero Classics models. However, on the other hand, with the GeminiJets, I thought that was really good for the most part, but I did have one thing about it. So as you can tell, there's very limited detail, and the landing gear here on the JetBlue seems very stretched out and a little tall on this particular model. Now, the hybrid molds, they've got this fixed as of recent, but in these couple of models with Frontier, this JetBlue, and a few others, they definitely seem a little odd. So nevertheless, the landing gear door is too small and all that. So that was the main deduction there. The back landing gear are pretty good, a little chunky, but for the most part, very good. I decided to give both of them 4s. Okay, so let's talk about detail here for a few moments. The Aero Classics obviously doesn't have the most detail in the world. We've kind of seen that through their Aero Classics models, as you can tell right here, just your typical registration. You do have the label of the aircraft, but that's pretty much it. No fly-fi or anything like that. I don't know if they had it at the time, but nevertheless, still very limited detail as per usual, which isn't going to hurt it completely, but we'll take some off because just for standard at this point for Aero Classics, it's kind of something that you have to look into when you're comparing these models. Now here's the GeminiJets rendition right here. It does have some more detail with the landing gear door and everything, having some detail mocked up on it. And just in general, we do have a Fly-Fi logo and some details on the door and everything that do help it out quite a bit. So both of them did get good scores. The Aero Classics got a 3 for detail, GeminiJets a 4.5. Still lacking a little bit, but overall not too bad. Now, as for the colors, these are Euro whites for the most part, so mainly it's back to the tail. The rest of the colors until you get to the tail are looking pretty gosh dang good, about the same. Now, when you get to the tail, this is where the real divider part comes in. This is the main reason why I did get the GeminiJets rendition. Not only was the landing gear there, but as well as you can tell with the Velocity models, the tail is drastically, hate to say it, but the colors are drastically wrong, off, whatever you'd like to say. Mine, it's not faded. That's literally how it came from what I remember. It does kind of seem like that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it came. And as you can tell, orange, blue, light blue, all those completely just way off. Not even close, really. I mean, you get the pattern kind of, but as for the colors, that's pretty crazy to think that they're that as far significantly off. The GeminiJet is pretty better. It's quite better, but it's not near perfect. The shades for the orange needs to be a compromise between these two for sure. The lighter blues and darker blues definitely not quite there for sure. I can go all day about it, but nevertheless, the Aero Classics is pretty bad, and then the GeminiJets is not quite there either. Not as bad though. So for the color, it's going to be a little harsh. I've never gave out this low of a rating for the color, but as for this Velocity models, it kind of has to be looked at. For the colors, 2.5 for the Velocity models. And then the GeminiJets got a 4, which is, it's significantly closer, but it's not quite there either. Now the print as for these two models, I'll just give you guys a little glance. It does look very nice, as you can tell. They did a nice job printing everything out. It's just that the colors really kind of took away from it. But both do look very nice, and both get a 5 in that department. Now the quality control, both of them get a 4.5. The Aero Classic is because of the landing gear coming off, and then also the engine's crooked down just a bit. Definitely take away a little bit from there. Now, as for the GeminiJets, I'll show you guys a head-on view. So as you can tell, one engine is lower than the other on the right side right there. And then as well as the landing gear seem a little clunky. And I haven't seen any come broken, but I'm sure some have. So I thought about 4.5 was right for both of these. Okay, so as for the molds, both molds are very interesting, especially that GeminiJets, of course, with that hybrid style, the landing gear and everything. Both of them do look really good though for the most part. I would definitely take the right side mold, even though with the landing gear, over the current just in general CFM molds. The IAE ones are pretty solid, but for the most part, both these molds are pretty good. I thought a 4 for the Aero Classics, 4.5 for the GJ was about right, which will take us to our final verdicts on these two models. Now, as for the scores, pretty reasonable, pretty gosh darn reasonable. The velocity was definitely higher than I expected, but the mold is really good, even though it's not like crazy detailed, but really good. So the Velocity models got an 87%, which is pretty gosh darn impressive. Very good there for Aero Classic standards. Definitely. And then the GeminiJets got a 91%. Mainly it's that tail. The mold's really good. For the most part, two really nice models right here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know which ones you guys like, or which one you guys liked better in the comment section. And definitely let me know which model comparisons you guys would like to see next on my channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it, everybody. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe, trust the process, do what you love, and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.